Good morning. Good Sunday morning. Thought I'd wear my elf hat and my Christmas sweater today. Even though it's rather warm and I'm feeling warm anyway, it's almost 50 degrees. And I'm still eating my breakfast, but I'm already over half an hour late. So, let's see, this is December 22 in the year of our Lord. Uh, 2019, rolling in toward 2020. This thing's driving me nuts. Anyway, I got my Christmas sweater and my elf hat, and I'm still eating breakfast, but oh well. Um, Today's topic is patience. Not that we ever stay on topic for very long, but it's important. For example, I want a cigarette. I'm quitting. Ha. Um, this time of year, why do. Oh, Tim. I think that one is funny. Oswald and Tim are here, and there must be more people. Okay, this time of year, patience is in short supply, especially for children who are waiting for that special day. In England, they call it Boxing Day. And here, I believe it's the day after Christmas. Around here, some people open gifts on Christmas Eve. Some open them Christmas Day. My mom let us open one or two packages on Christmas Eve because there were things like pajamas and slippers and robes. But we had to wait till Christmas Day to open presents. Hello, Ohms. Glad to. I'm hoping a few more people will straggle in. Oh, man. My internet keeps going to Verizon or what? Or maybe the weather. I've got two bars. I'd rather have three. Nope. Up and down, up and down. Up and down. Why can't it stay down when I want to light a cigarette? Ah, in Denmark, you open them on Christmas Eve. Oh, well, Ohms, that's interesting. Could be the cloudy sky. Could be Verizon being a jerk. They charge too much and give lousy service. Hi, Lunar Sparkles. Let's see if I can type and talk at the same time. Does Denmark have Krampus? Probably. I don't know. Let's see. Henning retracted a message. This is a no troll zone. The air is too static. Have they been dropping chemtrails again? Yeah, the evening of the 24th is what we call Christmas Eve, the evening before Christmas Day. In England, they make everyone wait till December 26th, Boxing Day. It should be called Unboxing Day. Oh well, as I said, I'm still eating breakfast. I want a cigarette. I'm quitting. I'm even using hypnosis, but I'm going to light one. YouTube stresses me out. Anyway, patience is the topic at hand. It's very difficult for children to be patient when they see all those presents under the tree. There's usually a feast either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. And of course, children want all the cookies and candy now. Or as my cat says, now meow. Oh, Lunar is smoking too. I'm sorry, Lunar. I'm really trying to quit. I'm quitting. As Yoda says, try not, do. Just do. Yeah, right. Ain't working for me. Anyway, um, Lord. Patience. My cat always says, now meow. Oh, the recent addition to the cat family, which has doubled the population. I now have 2 cats, one outside, one inside. The new one hasn't figured out that cat treats are good to eat. If I give her one, she won't eat it. If I mix it with her kibble, she'll eat all the kibble and leave the treats. She's an idiot. I miss Blackie and Inky, but man, they really love their treats. They wouldn't leave me alone. It was always now meow. Oh, the mysterious clouds. Well, apparently various weather predictions are all over the map. The Weather Service can't decide whether we're going to get another dumping like the one we got on Thanksgiving, or whether it'll just kind of rain down here and snow an inch or two at the ski resorts. So I don't have much patience. I want the storm to come so I know. Okay, Oswald, what ends January 2? Oh, Ohms quitting. Well, anyway, there is no try. Just do. Right, you betcha. Yesterday, the hypnosis was taking effect. I'd light one and go, ew, and put it out. I like Tim. Smoking is one way the universe processes small amounts of gases. Well, I imagine if we had actual tobacco and not the chemical cocktail that they put in cigarettes, it wouldn't be so harmful. Oh, the pagan Yuletide. Well, in some places, for example, the coast of North Carolina, where those barrier islands are, like Chincoteague and Assateague, which have the ponies, the wild ponies. They don't get to open their presents until January 5 because, sorry, dropped something. They celebrate Old Christmas, and in some places, Old Christmas isn't till January 15th. Horrors. Well, January 5 apparently became the date on the Julian calendar because the Julian calendar was kind of not quite accurate enough, although it was better than the previous calendar because it did have leap years. Anyway, heck with it. It's Christmas all year round. I did my 2 shifts selling See's candies for Crestline Lioness to support local charities and get eyeglasses for people who cannot afford them. And I didn't need a cigarette the whole time um, on Wednesday, but on Friday I tried to light a cigarette and it was so disgusting I put it out twice. I tried. I still wanted one. American spirits, unfortunately, since Native American spirits got bought by a corporation, they are not the same. They're just even more expensive. I've got Camel filters, best I can afford, as long as I don't smoke too much. Now, patience. I will never again pray to God to teach me patience. Do you know how God teaches you patience? Oh my God. God makes you wait and wait and wait until you finally give up all hope. And He does it more than once until you learn the lesson. Over and over. Wait, 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 wait. Like this morning when I couldn't wait for my breakfast and it wasn't heating up properly in the toaster oven. Ah, American Spirit loose tobacco. The thing is, I can't roll a cigarette to save my life. Um, these are decent. The filter is cotton with no um, synthetic fibers. Back in the late 60s, early 70s, they found that people were getting lung cancer from cigarettes that had fiberglass in the filters. They were getting all kinds of damage from the fiberglass leaching out and cutting their throats, literally. Um, anyway, many cigarettes have basically plastic filters, stuff like nylon, rayon, Orlon, with polyester. Ohms is holding out. I'm going to see if I can ever afford one of those machines where you put the tube on the end and turn the crank and it puts the tobacco into it. But quitting would be better, save me a lot more money. Now, when I do smoke a cigarette, I intend to enjoy it and milk it. And the additives sprayed on them, yeah. Also, they really do have more nicotine than they used to have. I smoked my first cigarette when I was 9 years old. Swiped it from mom's pack of non-filter Pall Mall. I call it Pall Mall because that's what mom called it. It's spelled Pall Mall. Well, I like the soft pack Camel filters, really. But you can't get them around here. All they have is the hard pack. Well, anyway, never pray for patience unless you're willing to go through the torture. However, I did pray for God to give me faith. I've always known that God exists. I've always prayed to God. As far back as I can remember having any thoughts about religion. I must have been 6 years old when Granny gave me a Bible. It was the New World Translation, which caused me all kinds of grief in Sunday schools where they used the King James. But I read, kind of opened it at random and read things. I read that Solomon, and let's see, God offered Solomon any gift he wanted. He could have great love, great wealth, or great wisdom. And when Solomon chose wisdom, God was so pleased that he gave them all three gifts. Um, hasn't worked for me. Well, I had great love, and I'm trying to achieve great wisdom, and I'd love to have some wealth. Hasn't ever really happened. All done. And a sip of coffee. One thing I have learned is that if you really want to quit, to get rid of those cravings, cut down on caffeine. Whether it's coffee, cola, or God forbid, Mountain Dew. Um, Caffeine and nicotine interact. Have you noticed that when you smoke a cigarette, you want coffee? And when you drink a cup of coffee, you want a cigarette? There's a reason for that. You also need to drink a lot of water. They say if you're experiencing withdrawals, drink a glass of water. That's an excellent idea because a great deal of what you're feeling is actually dehydration, and you don't feel it so strongly if you deal with the dehydration by drinking water. And a little salt helps to retain the water. Oh, Carl Jung says, I don't need to believe in God, I know. I thought I made that up. Go figure. Quitting sugar? I'll never quit sugar, but I don't eat a lot of it. They just happen to put sugar in my favorite chocolates. Thanks, Ohms. Um, well, anyway, I always had a problem with Jesus, and I still don't really understand the Trinity or how Jesus can be fully human and fully God at the same time. But I wanted to believe, and I heard Father Malachi Martin, the exorcist, telling Art Bell on the air that if you want faith, pray to God to give you faith. Even if you don't believe in God. And you'll find that God is real and He will give you faith. Oh, Oswald's spouting wisdom. Carl Jung advises patience and equanimity. There are times when I just cannot be calm, collected, and evenly, emotional without emotional. But sometimes I go off on a rant. Oh dear, Ohms. I should have known you went in for Eastern mysticism from your name. I've done meditation. Phil showed me how to do it. It's easy, it's amazing. But anyway, be prepared if you pray for faith because you don't know how God's going to do it. Mom had no patience because her demons drove her. My whole childhood is hurry, hurry, hurry. And then merciless teasing because I was clumsy. You try to hurry when you have poor eyesight and someone's yelling at you to hurry, hurry, hurry. It was like, for example, we'd all be going to grandpa's house or some other place, and we needed to be there at a certain time. Mom wouldn't leave until the last possible moment, and then she wanted Dad to drive faster than the speed limit so we wouldn't be late. And she'd bitch, 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 and Dad would pretty much pretend not to hear her. Oh, well, anyway, Mom had demons, literal demons. You could see it in her eyes, on her face when they took over. And as she got older, there were more and more demons and less Mom. That's one of the reasons I'm quitting. I cough too much. Well, Oswald, I prefer meditation to medication. Anyway, after Mom died, and actually, even before she died, but especially after she died, I kept having these shadow people attacking me. Every time I relaxed, I didn't have to be asleep, just relaxed, sitting or lying down. And I thought I was just going insane. They couldn't be real. And then I heard again Father Malachi Martin, the Irish priest and exorcist, say to Art Bell, if you have a demon, that demon will believe that it has a claim on your children. So your children need protection from your demons. Well, that's how I came to believe in Jesus Christ. And I know that's not his real name. Jesus is the English form of the Greek word Yesu, and it's really Yeshua, which we call Joshua. And I know that Christ is our English form of the Greek Christos for the Hebrew word Mashiach or Messiah. It means the anointed one. But, we call him Jesus Christ. Well, whenever a demon attacked me, I'd call upon God, and the demon would go away. But after a while, the demon would come back. On one particular morning, a sunny morning, I was lying in bed awake because I didn't have to get up. I worked swing shift. It's like mostly night. I'd get home at midnight and listen to Art Bell all night until I finally fell asleep. Sometimes I'd be home by 9 or 10. It depended. Anyway, I was wide awake, but didn't feel like getting up just yet. No other people around, just the cats. And this demon, the shadow person, not like a flat shadow, actually three-dimensional, jumped on me, and I was fighting actually, not with my real arms, but with energy arms. And it said to me, now I've got you, you're mine. And in that moment of panic, I said, no, I'm not. I belong to Jesus Christ. And it went away forever. So, whether you think Jesus was a saint or an angel or just a human being, a prophet, I'm not here to convince you. I'm here to tell you that I believe. Oh, sleep paralysis, Ohms, yeah. Well, my actual body couldn't move, but I could speak, sort of. Sometimes all I could do was vocalize from my throat, but I could usually get out a few words. But I'd be fighting with arms that were not these arms. And every sensation and even what I could see told me that my arms were fighting, pushing away this shadowy person, and I felt its hands on my arms, pushing my arms back. Yeah, well, I don't do astral projection, it's dangerous. You might not come back. Astral projection used to just happen to me, unbidden, just happen. And one time I was sound asleep and dreaming. And in the dream, I crashed my car, and this voice that I thought I knew and trusted told me that I was going to die a very painful death. And it all seemed real to me. It didn't seem like a dream. Hi, Sleepy Dave. Well, there I was. In, in a car, alone, having crashed into the side of a hill and looking forward to a very painful death. And this voice that I thought I knew and trusted suggested that I could avoid the pain by leaving my body before it died. So I floated up, and there really was that silver cord that they talk about, like an umbilical cord attaching me to my body. And the voice said, "No, you have to cut the cord." So I did. And then I realized, oh my God, I'm dreaming. I have to get back into my body. And I'm going hand over hand trying to climb back down on this silver cord that I had just cut, but I kept floating back up. And then first I realized this voice was not who I thought it was. It was a most untrustworthy spirit. And then I realized I'm not in that car. I'm lying in bed at home. And immediately I fell back into my body and it hurt. My every bone in my spine felt the impact of falling. And it hurt all day. Now, one reason why I was able to get back into my body was that I had left the radio on, not to Art Bell. This was before I ever heard of Art Bell. It was tuned to a religious station that was playing a sermon by Gene Scott. Now, yeah, I know Gene Scott went nuts and started selling bad oil paintings so he could buy horses for his girlfriend. But that particular night, having that radio tuned to his show allowed me to get back into my body. It was like a sign from God. As Philip K. Dick often said, you can find God in the trash in the gutter. He's everywhere. You don't have to go to a fancy cathedral or a small church or a Bible study, although those are things that I think everyone should do at least once in their life. But God really is everywhere. In the slums, in the gutter, in the halls of Congress. You wouldn't know it from the way things are happening in Washington, D.C., but God is even there. Only the drowning see God? Hi, Crichton. Yeah, I have to admit that Gene Scott was very entertaining. And I did learn a few things from watching him. Yeah, well, Oswald, most people find God during sex. Don't they? Isn't that what they shout? Oh God, oh God, oh God. I'm not a screamer. And frankly, for the past, I'd say about 40 years, well, maybe only 30 years. I'm not in the market. Breakfast. I'm late with everything today. For one thing, the chicken that was supposed to cook in half an hour took almost an hour in the toaster oven. I don't know why. Anyway, let's see. As long as we're on the topic, Christmas is not Jesus' birthday. Yeah, we call it. Why would you say a mass? That's what Christmas is, Christ Mass. Why would you say a mass on someone's birthday anyway? All the evidence points to his birth being around or on the Feast of the Trumpets in usually mid or late September. Rosh Hashanah, which is followed by Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement. We know his death was in the spring. We know that he was born 6 months after John the Baptist, and John the Baptist was born around Passover, roughly equivalent to our Easter. Born on the Cape of Capricorn, the equinox. Okay. I'm not too deep into astrology, but as far as my relationship with my husband, it kind of works out. He was a Sagittarius who should have been an Aquarius. Maybe a Pisces, but probably Aquarius. Well, I have Sagittarius rising and the moon in Aquarius. But I'm a Gemini. I'm almost a Cancer. The crab, not the horrid health problem. Looking around. Well, anyway, I forget all his signs. Uh, Robert Phoenix has worked out Phil's chart. And I got that book, Glynis Has Your Number, from the Numbers Lady. And according to her numerology, Phil and I were soulmates, but we were also toxic to each other. Makes sense to me. Yeah, 12 isn't a magic number because 1 plus 2 equals 3, like the Trinity, and 3 is the ultimate magic number in Judeo Christian numerology. One of the reasons they didn't like the pagans was the number 13, because 1 plus 3 is 4. And 4 and 3 don't get along. Yeah, anyway. Um, it kind of figures. I'm still trying to work out Phil's exegesis, and it's really uh, sorry. I have to call it a labor of love, but it's mostly labor. Not a teeny bit of love, whole bunch of labor. I'm drawing upon every resource I can find, academic papers, books, videos, you name it, plus the published version of the exegesis. But I finally found a place where I can finally watch his entire speech from Metz, France. I think it was in 76. Could be 77. I'm unclear on the exact date, but I'm pretty sure it was 77. I don't know. The Irish lucky four-leaf clover. Yeah, but there aren't any four-leaf clovers. They all have 3 leaves. Anyway, it's really, really difficult to sort out, especially the handwritten parts of his exegesis. But I can tell you that Phil insisted that the Trinity had to include a female aspect of God, and I think he was right there. So he explored the various pagan goddesses, mostly Greek and Latin, but they're pretty much the same, just different names for the same pagan deities of Egypt and Mesopotamia and so forth. Venus and Minerva and Athena. Okay, Holmes, you have a copy of the speech? Well, I'll put in my email address right here. It's okay if you want to email me. Yes, Lilith, Astarte, Ishtar, Isis, and so forth. Ishtar is basically the Greek Aphrodite. The Romans idealized Venus as a goddess of love, but Aphrodite was more a goddess of fertility, not the emotional side of love, but the Fecundicide. I gotta type that word. F-E-C. What did I do? Aphrodite. Basically, Aphrodite's a goddess of sex. Venus is more a goddess of love, but she's still a pagan goddess, and she's the same thing. Ohms, is that a transcript or a video? All right, got a typo here. Yeah, I'm not against Eastern mysticism. Phil explored Hinduism and Buddhism. Hi, Philip. I was gonna scoot on out of here, but I've got all my good friends here. Oh, Philip has been here. I just didn't notice him at first. The Met speech. Oh, awesome. Awesome possum. Let's see. Some is not S-M-O-E. All right. Yeah. I found a place to listen to the whole thing, but I lost the link when I had to switch to YouTube and do my little presentation here today. And my internet seems to be relatively stable at the moment. I think it's, as Phil used to say, lulling me into a false sense of security. In case you're wondering, I'm still eating breakfast. I'm late with everything today. Where'd it go? At least the cat is not pestering me at the moment. Tora definitely has some bobcat DNA. She has enough that her behavior is not typical of a domestic cat. Oh, Ohms, are you the one who put it on Dickean Gnosticism? Copyright violation, even though it was a public speech and the Phil's estate does not own the copyright on it. I've been looking for years for the whole speech. Back when the family trust had an official website, and I don't know why they gave it up, but they did. They used to have the speech in a number of videos, I think 6 videos of about 10 minutes each, so you could watch parts of it. Well, the one on Facebook is not a YouTube video. And it doesn't link to any website. I don't know where he got it. Oh well, I'm fine with that. I really want to watch the whole thing again. Let's see. Let's see if it isn't in social. It isn't in promotions. Did it get kicked over to spam? Come on. Oh dear. My internet doesn't want to load. I haven't received it yet, Ohms. Let me make sure I got my email right. Tuffy, as in my cat, 777 at cat hair on the keyboard, gmail.com. Oh, maybe Gmail's just being slow because my internet is so stinking slow. Let's see. Nothing in the primary. I wish Gmail had not done this different um little categories for email. I hope it didn't get kicked into spam, but if it did, I'll pull it out. Oh, Alms is talking and driving? For shame. Okay, Gmail's being a problem. It might be that it's taking a long time because it's the full video. Anyway, do not text and drive. I hope you're using voice to text. Yes, dictating. Okay, even that, I can't even do that. Of course, I'm not driving at all right now. Till I get cataract surgery. But I never could use the phone and drive at the same time. Not even when I had one of those dinosaur devices that send the cell phone to your car radio. Oh well. It might be that, it's just taking a long time to arrive because it has a large attachment. Most of this spam is actual spam. How about that? Okay, I'm cleaning out the email. So if and when it does arrive, I'll see it. Okay, I'll give it time. Oh, Oregon. Yeah, Oregon does not want you on your phone while driving. Well, they make these magnetic cell phone holders that you can put on the dashboard so you're not actually holding the phone. Oh, Dropbox. Yeah, I have a Dropbox account. I don't put anything in it. I just like when people share things, I can usually get them from Dropbox. Oh, I do want to download it because I want to listen to it more than once. I'm sure that the email will arrive. It's just that Gmail is slow when there's an attachment. Not a big, huge problem, but the Dropbox link is probably easier. all the way around. 200 megabytes. That's pretty good size. But it's been so long since I've heard anything but the little 5-minute, well, 4-minute clips on YouTube. Don't you just love people who are constantly making copyright claims so your YouTube is taken down? Some people just need to get a life. I suppose someone probably wants to use that video of that speech in a movie, but I would think that the photographer YouTube thinks that BitChute is you know what I need to do? I need a moderator, a chat moderator. But I haven't been doing this long enough to know who's a regular here. Let's see. All right, Ohms, if I temporarily make you a mod, you can put a link in chat. Now that doesn't mean you'll always be a mod, but you should have a little wrench by your name now. Oh yeah, Sleepy Dave. Well, after the other night, I don't know. He must have been drinking. Something about me wearing a thong. I don't even touch thongs. I don't go near them. Okay, Sleepy Dave doesn't. I'm not sure he's here. You know, if I click on the link from here, I don't know. I'm going to make Philip a moderator. There we go. If I click on the link from here, my poor internet will have a stroke, so I'll have to copy the link and check it later. The nice thing about this being my channel, I can make and unmake moderators, and I need moderators. Oh, thongs, yeah, I think of flip-flops. Or, when my baby sister turned 30, her friends all got together and hired a male stripper. And he was wearing, like stacking, those little stacking dolls? The Russian dolls where you open one and there's a smaller one inside and they get smaller and smaller. Well, that's how his thongs were, smaller and smaller. Okay. Anyway. No, I don't see a link. Hi, Lunar. Russian dolls, yeah. Flip-flops. Yeah, thongs are flip-flops, so there. Anyway, Sleepy Dave is on Spreaker on, I keep forgetting the name of the channel. Let's see if I can find it. I probably cleaned out my email. Well, I don't know. You might be able to search Spreaker for Sleepy Dave. Oh, yeah. Right on, Oswald. Russian propaganda is straight out of PKD. Well, I'm not afraid of Russia or China or even any country in the Middle East. I don't know why they call it Middle East. It's kind of the western edge of East. Well, I guess Eastern Europe, okay. But it's really the western edge of Asia. It's far. That guy in North Korea worries me. The evil computer, the evil internet, had to reconnect me while I was talking about the Middle East and all that stuff. It tends to do that when I'm saying something important. Near East. Yeah, that's what the British, yeah, used to call it and possibly still do. So anyway, I don't see the link, Ohms. Thought you were getting us the link. Oh, I see. Ohms has to leave to get the link. Oh, I better not sign off until Ohms comes back with the link. Now, well, Russia is not, by the way, it is not like Gog and Magog and all that stuff. It doesn't, people go through the Book of Revelation and they decide that Gog and Magog are like Russia and some other country. No. The enemy from the north comes from Anatolia, which is basically modern Turkey. The Israelites knew nothing of anything north of the. Oh, here we go. I think it's the Black Sea, could be the Baltic. I think it's the Black Sea. Yeah. They didn't know of anything north of Turkey, which at the time was what? Assyria. Ssyria. But Turkey is north of Israel. So apparently they thought that some Turkish leader would be the Antichrist. And he'd be wearing a blue turban because he'd be the ruler, and that's what they wore. Frankly, there's more than one Antichrist. I mean, some people name Hitler, some name Napoleon. Frankly, Napoleon was not such a bad guy. In the context of his time, the British were the, I almost cussed, total jerks, bad guys. Part of the problem with Britain is that they have German monarchs. Not just any German, they're, German nobility. Most likely Prussians. Do you know that Prussia, before Germany was unified, before they lost land in a couple of world wars, Prussia, which is now part of Germany, actually included a great deal of what is now Poland. Amazing. You didn't have a unified Germany till about the middle of the 1800s, a little before our American Civil War. There was Prussia, Bavaria, Schleswig-Holstein, which really belongs to Holland, the Netherlands. But it has been in contention between Germany and Holland for centuries. Let's see, what have we got? Oh, we had Munich. Berlin was not the capital. I think Berlin was the capital of Prussia. Each little duchy, I guess you would say, uh, parish or county in American terms, had its own monarch, usually a duke, not a king. Oh, and of course, there's Austria, which means it's Österreich, the Eastern Kingdom. It's kind of, I always think of Austria as south of Germany, but it's actually kind of, I always blank on the names of the different parts of what is now Germany. I give up. 1 John 2:18. Denmark. Oh, I'm sorry, Henning. Schleswig-Holstein belongs to Denmark? Sorry. I knew it was one of those little countries up there by the North Sea. Denmark, by the way. It's an amazing place. And I don't know if it's true, but I've heard that absinthe is legal in Denmark. That little green drink made of wormwood. It's kind of hallucinogenic, so of course it's illegal in the United States because how dare you do anything to alter your mind? Okay, I'm not going to try to look up a Bible verse on the computer because I'll lose the internet connection or the browser will freeze. 1 John 2:18. I looked that up recently and I've completely forgotten what it says. Okay, 1 John 2, chapter 2 and verse 18. Little children, it is the last time, and as ye have heard that Antichrist shall come, even now there are many Antichrists, whereby we know that it is the last time. Ah, very good. By the way, I have the King James, and it's a study Bible. And it says to also look at verse 22. But yeah, basically, those who are opposed to Christ are antichrists. Verse 22. Who is a liar but he that denieth that Jesus is the Christ? He is antichrist that denieth the Father and the Son. Whoa, that's pretty clear and to the point. Uh, 2 John chapter 2 verse 7. There's two letters. I don't know whether they're by John or to John, but my little tab has disappeared. Oh, there's three letters of John. Okay, 2 John Oh, these pages are so thin I can't turn them. Here we go. Epistle of John. The author does not give his name, but whoever wrote First John wrote Second John as well. What did I say? Verse 8? Verse 9? Oh, come on. Let me get back to the note I was looking at. Sorry, this is taking a little time. First John 2:18 and the note. Second John chapter 2 verse 7. For many deceivers are entered into the world who confess not that Jesus Christ is come in the flesh. This is a deceiver and an antichrist. Okay, that's enough. For now. Hope Ohm doesn't take too long to come back and give us a link, because I need a quick break. Okay. German part of Silesia. Yeah. Yeah, the Czech Republic is actually a very new country. We had Czechoslovakia, which kind of smushed together the Czechs and the Slovaks, and it was about as successful as Yugoslavia with the Slavs, the criminy, I'm blanking on what all they're called, but Nikola Tesla was born there before it became Yugoslavia. All right. I'm going to take a chance on the internet. Chechnya, I think, is part of it. Okay, I'm just going to look up Yugoslavia and see if it'll tell me what it broke up into, because Bosnia-Herzegovina and Serbia. Yeah, Serbo-Croatia and Slovenes. Serbs, Croats, and Slovenes. So we have, wow, some of them speak the Macedonian language. So we have anyway, they never got along. Yeah. And Germany, however, seems to be united in language and culture, at least more than most nations in Europe, in that area. Of course, France and England are, the more western parts of Europe. Even though Germany is technically in Western Europe, it's actually oriented more toward the east. As I said, Prussia was primarily a huge chunk of Poland and then a small chunk of whatever northern Germany is called. And I keep forgetting. I don't really need to smoke. I need to take a quick break. It's time to go potty, but I'll be back. Have patience. I'll be back in a flash. Okay, I'm coming. I was sure I was going to have to. Oh, thank you, Ohms. Now, um, Königsberg, yeah, that is now, I forget what they call it, but I'm pretty sure Königsberg is in Poland now. Prussia is, by the way, aw, I'm getting little hearts in my chat. I was saying something. Oh, yeah, Prussia is where they developed the system of education now used in England and the United States. It's the Prussian system, which was designed to create better workers and better soldiers, not actually to educate anyone. Kaliningrad, Russia. Wow, Russia took a chunk of that, huh? I could have sworn Kaliningrad was Poland. Well, anyway, Prussia lost most of its territory. It's a shame. And then, of course, Hitler came along and said to Russia, let's split Poland. I'll give you the big half. Let's share. But that was an uneasy alliance because neither one trusted the other, for good reason. Both Hitler and Russia were getting ready to take over all of Poland and kick out their ally. Did you know that Russia was first kind of allied with Hitler? They didn't fight for Germany, but the Russians made a deal over Poland, partitioning it to the Russian side and the German side. And actually, the Prussians had a strong claim on their part of Poland. Danzig, Danzig. The attack on Poland by Germany. Yeah, there was this little false flag operation involving a German radio station on the border with Poland, but Danzig was a port, a seaport. It was important, and it had been kind of going back and forth between Prussia and Poland for quite some time. Oh, thank you, Ohms. Yes, important, Oswald. Cute. I do kind of like puns, even though they're considered the lowest form of humor. Now, see, I lit a cigarette again, and now I want coffee. It's never-ending cycle, a vicious cycle. The real term is not vicious circle, it's vicious cycle. And also, the proof is not in the pudding. See if I can type this. The proof of the pudding, yep, is in the eating. I don't know. I think it was Samuel Johnson who made up Tom Swifties. I just call them Swifties. Uh, Example, ouch, that hurts, Christ said crossly. I understand about ethnicity, Henning. Europe is being overrun by immigrants, apparently primarily from North Africa. The United States is being overrun by immigrants from the South, but don't fool yourself, many of these illegal border crossers are not Mexican or South American or Central American. They're Arabs and Africans and Chinese. They stop in Mexico, and many of them come here legally, and that's fine. Go through the process. But those who just cross the border without permission are, in my opinion, burglars coming into my house uninvited. Well, there's no N in restaurateur. Toothpick instead of a cigarette. Yeah, well, I got hooked on coffee first. It was always free or cheap when I was growing up. Language is fragmenting. Well, English borrows words from all over the world. We're all polyglots, whether we know it or not. Just think about food: taco, tortilla, enchilada. I think sushi isn't a real Japanese word. I know that sushi was invented in California, but sashimi, um, tsunami, typhoon is not an English word. It means hurricane. Don't say the B word. Which B word is that? British? Oh, that B word. Yeah, telepathy works. I got it, Tim. I figured it out. Yeah. Don't say bomb if you're in an airport or any government building. Even if you're saying F bomb or oh gee, that chocolate chip ice cream is the bomb. Don't do it. I know that telepathy works, so I've experienced it. But at the moment, I have to be the academic and write my book about the exegesis, so I have to try to avoid walking into woo woo land, no matter how comfortable it might feel to me. Mom always assumed that I was telepathic. She thought she was telepathic, but she was really paranoid. She was sure that we, her children, were going to do something bad, so she'd punish us to prevent us from doing it. You know, the usual go to your room, or I'll get my comb. She used her comb to slap the backs of our thighs. That was her method of spanking. Hurt like the dickens. But I've experienced, mm, I don't call it mind reading because you kind of have to be sending for me to pick it up. But especially with my favorite brother, we could communicate without talking. Well, I don't think North America is slowly becoming illiterate. I think it's happening fast. Well, TV screens, not so much TV as all these streaming services, Hulu and YouTube and Netflix and Amazon Prime and oh, now there's Disney Plus. I really, really want to try their free trial, but even though it's only like $7 a month, I don't think I can stretch my budget for it. I do love Disney features. Well, it's odd that English that has at least a dozen words for snow uh, has only one word for love. The Greeks and the Hebrews had different words for different kinds of love. For example, Philadelphia, brotherly love. Agape, agape is, what's that word? Love without sex, like Christian love. It's more than brotherly love, but there's no sex involved. What's that word? Anybody? Free range childhood. Sometimes I was free range, but quite often, especially as I hit puberty, I was imprisoned. They claim that the Eskimos have 50 words for snow, but I don't believe it. We do have quite a few words, though. Platonic, that'll do. Wasn't what I was thinking, but yeah, thank you, Ohms. I have to refill my water. I hope the cat didn't hear me. I was going, aha, repeatedly and rather gravelly. That's how I call her when I have the laser pointer. I, she loves to chase the elusive red dot. Oh, I might as well demonstrate. Here's the little red dot. Kitty, kitty. Well, there she is. You coming, Tora? Woo! Where'd she go? There she is. Get it. Get the red dot. It's got your paw. Oh, I'm sorry I disturbed your nap. Okay. She doesn't want to perform for the audience. Is that it? Well, come here, sweetie pie. Come on. Ah, oh, she's such a good girl. Yeah, she's sleepy. Hi, Tora. Good girl. I had to rescue her. I didn't really want another cat, but she's nice. Such a sleepy kitty. Oh, such a good girl. Yes, she is. I'm sorry I woke you up, okay? It's all right. I hope you're just sleepy and not sick. Well, let's see. Snow. We've made up a few here in the mountains, like snail, which is snow with hail, and row, which is rain with snow. There's grapple, which is it's like little beads of styrofoam. It's very dry and poofy. Okay, calm down. Are you awake enough to chase the red dot? There you go. Good girl, Tora. Good girl. Yeah. Hi. Now she's gonna kill it. She's got your paw. She's got your other paw. Ooh. Okay. All right. That's enough. Um. Die Katze ist schön. I studied German. Well, she's mellow and chill right now because I woke her up from her nap. German meow. The cat is pretty or beautiful. I think there's a different word for beautiful. Schön is pretty. Anyway, she is beautiful, but she's usually much more active. Oh, now hair number 2049 is out of place, so she has to groom herself. Yeah, cats. Well, actually, no, the laser pointer isn't ultraviolet, it's closer to infrared. Apparently, cats can't see red. That's what they tell me. They see blue and green really well. Okay. Sita is consciousness. All right. I'm not familiar with uh, Hindu words, and yeah, cats are fun critters. They're entertaining, but sometimes they're annoying. All right, water. Well, I have to go back up and copy and paste that link. I forgot to because I was so. Okay, and I'll compose and send to myself. Put something in the subject line. Uh, no, I don't think that's it. I think I'd better do a straight cut and paste if I can. Um, why would I want to send the link to Qtaxia1? What is that? Um, I'm going to have to save link as. Um, it's giving me a redirect instead of the actual. No, I'm going to have to click the link and. All right. Just hope that my internet connection holds. 3 hours left of daylight. Lunar's not where I am. Well, yeah, it's 1:30. It starts getting dark at 4:30 in the afternoon. Well, thank you, Lunar. Thanks all for listening. Ancient Buddhist monist term, yeah. Well, I think the Buddhists spoke Hindi, didn't they? Cassandra Cat, huh? What's that about, Tim? I've been on for an hour and a half. Anyway, I have Dropbox open and my internet connection is holding and YouTube hasn't stalled. Oh, Lunar lives in the canyon. Yeah, I'm up in town, downtown, not top town. It stays light longer on the rim. I'm assuming you mean Waterman Canyon, Lunar. About a cat that can read minds and stuff. Yeah, well, cats can do that. Cassandra Cat. Okay. Now let's see. I think I have to sign in before it'll let me download. I hope this works. Yeah. What do you know? I got the right password. Sounds very interesting, Tim. Uh, typos. There, here we go. I have no patience. Will you hurry up and log me in, you bozo? I did enter my email. Bozo. It's being mean to me. Oh, it says every instead of very. Well, I'm sure the sound will be fine. Here we go. Now I can download it. I'm going to save it to my Dropbox too if I can. I want that in. If I can figure out how to save it to my Dropbox. Well, I don't know why, but Gmail isn't letting me get your email. Are you on Yahoo by any chance? Gmail hates Yahoo. Right click. Okay, let's see. It's going to take a couple hours to download. That's okay. I doubt that you got it wrong. AIL.com. Tuffy is, and all the others got homes. People love them, but not Tuffy. Tuffy was a little gray kitty with a birth defect that made it hard for her to walk, so we kept her. Yeah, the download will speed up when I close this, but I'm not anxious to close it. Let me see. Okay. I still don't know why I want to send a link to Qtaxia 1. I don't know what Qtaxia 1 is. It's giving me that choice when I right click. Oh well. Anyway, just in case, I'm copying the link from the. Here we go. I got the Dropbox email. I never did get the other one, Ohms, but that's probably because YouTube is, Gmail is taking a long time to process the attachment. I'm sure the sound will be fine. Well, I've now downloaded one of 190. Well, it says 1 hour left, even while I'm streaming. Okay. I'll see if I can save it to my Dropbox too, in case something happens to my computer, which is entirely possible. Um, hmm. You see, computers and I have a love-hate relationship. See you later, Holmes. Okay. I did manage to play earlier on Facebook the opening of Phil's speech in Metz. And he does use the word matrix. The creators of that movie, The Matrix. Well, you can join Dropbox for free, Philip. I don't pay them anything. And it allows you to download things that people share with you. Now, where was I? Oh, yeah. They used to use me as a sort of replacement for rabbit ears. You know, the old days when your TV was a piece of furniture and you had these rabbit ear antennas sitting on top of it, and an aerial on the roof, an aerial antenna. The reception on the TV, the amount of static and the clarity of the image and sound would change depending upon where I sat in relation to the television. It usually worked best when I was sitting on the floor off to the side where I couldn't see the screen very well. Perfect reception. For everyone else, let's see how we're doing. It has now downloaded 3.6. It can't decide how many hours are left, but that's okay. It's totally worth it. I want to thank you all for listening to my prattling, yammering, and carrying on. All of you must have a great deal of patience. See you, Oswald. Merry Christmas. And as Tiny Tim used to say, God bless us one and all. I'm really out of things to talk about. So, let's see. Thank you all for listening and have a very Merry Christmas. It's been a pleasure. Oh, I got 5 thumbs up this time. Awesome. Okay, thank you all. And God bless. And yeah, I like Tiny Tim too. I'm really anxious to get to listen to the whole speech again. The little snippet on YouTube just really doesn't convey the message Phil had. That we are living in a computer programmed reality. A matrix that what we see and what we agree upon among ourselves as reality isn't really reality. It's real, but it isn't the whole thing. We can't see X-rays and ultraviolet and infrared. We can't hear certain sounds. They say that the lowest organ stop, the 16 cycles note, is something that you feel in your body, but you don't really hear it. And anything lower than that, you certainly cannot hear. But you'll feel it, you'll feel the vibrations. And high pitched tones on the opposite end reach a point where dogs can hear a dog whistle, but we can't. I think there's something wrong with my dog whistle because I can hear it. Well, it's kind of Buddhist. Phil studied all kinds of religions, including Buddhism. He used the I Ching badly, I suppose, but he used it. At one point, when I first met him, he was pretending to be a Zen master. What's the sound of one hand clapping? That sort of thing. Fezziwig. Oh, I love Fezziwig. Thank you, Tim. That was Scrooge's old boss, the nice guy. Anyway, I really want to get to it and listen to it and download it so I can listen again and again and again. So I hope all of you are taking. Oh, man, network error. My download failed. I'm going to pop it into my own Dropbox real quick. So that nothing happens to it. And all of you have a very blessed day and enjoy Christmas and New Year's. I haven't checked the calendar, but I think I'll see you before New Year's next Sunday. And I think I'm going to shoot for. Okay, it the blasted internet cut out on me again. I'm pretty sure I'll see you before New Year's, but I'm going to shoot for noon instead of 11 in the morning because it just works out better for all concerned. They use the vibrations in music therapy for people, including the deaf, the healing rhythms. Yeah, there's a certain part of music that you can feel. Blind people will touch your face to know what you look like. Deaf people can hold your voice box and feel the um, vibrations when you speak. And remember, not all blind people see nothing. Some see shadows, some see like tunnel vision, some have only peripheral vision. And not all deaf people are profoundly deaf. Some can hear a little bit, just not enough to function the way we do when we have better hearing. I'm cursed with excellent hearing and an excellent sense of smell. I have very poor eyesight, but I'm not blind. This eye is blind, peripheral vision only, but I've learned to see with it. I can even read the chart at the Department of Motor Vehicles with my blind eye because it has peripheral vision. But I wouldn't drive without my glasses. And right now I'm not driving at all because I need cataract surgery. Anyway, it's time to say good day and thank you all again. See you next Sunday, if not sooner. You never know when the fancy might strike me to just come on at an odd time for a few minutes. Like when I went, oh, one parting shot. As a recovering English teacher, I am sick and tired of hearing about impeachment. The word is impeachment, not impeachment. Thanks, Crichton. And the other one is around Christmas, they want to sell jewelry. Of course, it's disconnecting. Okay. They want to sell us jewelry at Christmas time. It is jewelry, not jewelry. And not jewelry either. You can't sell Jews and you're not supposed to sell a jewelry. You'll go to prison for that. So get it right. Jewelry. And that's my rant as a recovering English teacher. And here we go. Bye. Well, oh, that one.